Hello and welcome. I'm Mike Hart and welcome to Life After the Locker Room with myself and Evan Allen. Not, I think, as you're on the screen as Keane Staunton, but you are indeed. You are
I am
Evan,
Evan Allen.
as we know and love, and I've known and loved since 2022. 22? Yeah,
Yeah,
22.
22, yeah.
Jeez, we just did our 4-year anniversary of the first ever game against the Panthers. Terrifying. Where we had a right good ding dong in the pitch. It was fabulous.
That was brilliant that day. That was brilliant. That was so confusing for me because I was so conflicted on what side to be on. And then obviously being announced as the captain that morning as well. And I was like, by the way, 80% of your team is rookies.
You're like,
Um,
uh-oh.
I can't leave now.
But what we talk about on Life After the Locker Room, obviously the angle is we're talking to players that are either coming up to retirement, have retired, or retired a while ago, and we will find out shortly which camp Evs is in, because I know, but he doesn't, and that's going to be a fun little chat. So, Evs, tell us about your life and how you kind of found football. Talk to me. What was that about?
Right.
How'd you get
Well,
into it?
back to the start, basically. So back in 2011, basically what happened was I was invited, and my brother-in-law was a barman, and he's obviously typical barman, friends with every other barman, knows everybody. So he said to me one day about maybe 2 days before the Super Bowl. I knew nothing about the Super Bowl at the time. Let's go out and watch the Super Bowl. Are you up for it? I was like, what's the Super Bowl? Like, come on, like, break this down. Like, and he was like, look, it's American football. So I had a little bit of a kind of a gander, and it was, I've seen this before. So look, we'll give it a go. I was sure, why not? So I rallied two of my mates up, and I was like, look, we'll go down. He said, look, I have a great spot. He's going to pull a table right in front of the big screen. It'll be just us. There'll be no one walking in front of you. You'll have a great time.
Nice.
I'll give it a go. Went down that night, and it's also kind of how I became a Packers fan as well, because sitting there that night, I hadn't got a clue. And then the betting talking started. It's like, what team do you pick, Evan? And I said, well, green and gold, green, Irish. I'm going that one.
So
I hadn't a clue who they were.
that.
A lot of people did say to me at the time, about a couple of years after when I started playing, oh, you just picked them because they were the bet. I hadn't a clue who they were. I hadn't a breeze who they were. I rolled the dice. But and then it was an amazing night, and that was brilliant. But I won't lie, after that, I kind of took the back burner. I didn't think much about it. I just left it. And basically, mainly reason, and that was as well, I had a lot going on in life. I had a shit ton going on in life.
Okay. You want to share, or do you want to?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As I come down to it, yeah, no, I'll share. So I had a bit going on anyway, and as things were going, and life continued on. So fast forward, hang on, let me get the years right here. So fast forward to about 2015. And why I say that is because my kids were born that year. And amazing time. And two beautiful kids. Now an extended family of 4, well, 2 extra, so 4 altogether. But I didn't go too crazy. Because having 4 Irish kids is possibly like having 20 kids from any other country too. So anyway, basically, football was not even thought about at that stage. And then rolling up to 2017, right? So fast forward a little bit more again, 2017, I was going through a shit time of my marriage. Marriage wasn't working. Basically, tried doing all the things to try to fix it, doesn't work, and coming to an end. Mental health was at an all-time low, and didn't know where it was going, felt it was at a dead end. And basically what happened was we had split then. So basically it was the kids were born in 15 yet, and then by the time the split happened, I had gone down maybe a year of shittiness. And
how do you mean shittiness?
doing things I shouldn't have been doing, going back to the old me when as a teenage boy, instead of being acting like a grown man that I should have been doing. Slacking off work, doing substance I shouldn't be doing. X, Y, and Z. So
Got
what
you.
happened was I ended up in a very bad way, and I was starting to do stuff at home. And my mother's, I was back moving at home. I was in the room, not leaving. I was not well. Wasn't a sociable thing. It was nothing like that. It was just me at home in the room,
Jesus.
basically just doing things I shouldn't be doing. And a mate of mine was like, "Look, that's not you. Like, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, it's weird. It's like an outer body experience. 'Cause you still, you're not meant to be doing it. You know, you don't want to be in that hole, but unfortunately, that hole, every time you go to look up, it seems to go further away, and you're just like, well, I know it sounds silly, but sometimes at that point, you see, so what is the point? Like, and no matter how much you try, it's like, and the more you try, sometimes then you get knocked down. The more you get knocked down, the more you don't want to try, and it's a
Okay.
vicious cycle. And he was like, "Look, I'm not having it. I'm not having it."
How long
Like,
did that last? How long were you in that hole?
for a good year and 2 months, I'd say.
Jesus, that's a long time.
Yeah, it's a dark place, and
Did you
it's a different type of dark place because it wasn't that I was like I had the court battles, I had all that, and I knew I had joint custody, I knew it was all that, and things were actually running a little bit smoother. And but when it comes to a family hole like that, I don't know. It just I've been in holes before, but that one just really just shot me, and I genuinely, there was a many stages I was like, look, I can't go on. It was the grace of my kids looking at the pictures of them on my phone. I was like, look, you need to try and figure it out. So a mate of mine, basically, sorry, I do a lot of this sidetrack and talk. So
No, that's the point. This
So-
is entirely your time.
so basically, a mate of mine is like, look, come on down, give American football a go. And it's like, really? I know. In fairness, he tried and tried. Ultimately, I ended up going down, and I was like, "Look, I'll go down." I bigged myself up for a week of it, and as a lot of you might know me, I was like, "Yeah, I can do this. I'm going to get out of this. All I got this. I was going to be the best receiver, and the NFL didn't even know about me then. They were going to
A receiver to start with.
I was going to be the best receiver that I was going to be, not on the island of Ireland, in the globe. I was fixing this. I was going for it,
Good lad.
and went down. Didn't realize. Think at that stage, obviously it's late evenings. We were training. It was quite dark. Floodlighting in Ireland wouldn't be the main priority of most people. A lot better now, but back then it wasn't, definitely, anyway. And because I was actually, the team I picked was as well, in the sense of I picked was because of him, was basically the worst team in the top division.
Who were they?
The North Kildare Reapers. So they folded the year. They folded the year after, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say I've never heard of them.
And that was grand. I went down. It was starting to get very dusk. And I was like, "Why are you down? Why do you give it a go?" So I'm going to score a touchdown. So I want to celebrate. I'm going to be the star. I'm going to do it. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So the very first time I went to go catch a ball, and actually, I'm sure my friend Beach, that actually is a Rhino now. We actually kind of seemed to progress together here. I'm sure he remembers, and a good friend of mine, Brockman, would remember, because he was the one that taught me a lot of hand fighting stuff at the time. And I went first. I can't even remember what it was. It was the fade. I don't know what it was. I'll be honest with you. I was just told to run, catch the ball. All right. I looked up, but then, as I said, I forgot. Pigskin ball is brown, not white. It's not a GAA leather ball. So I also had glasses, and I can't play in glasses, so I took my glasses off.
Oh, man.
So we can kind of see where this is going. So I look back, I look up at the ball. I seen it leaving the guy's hand, Joe's hand. That was the last time I seen of it, till it hit me smack bang in the nose. Smack bang in the nose, and I just had blood streaming down my face. So basically, I went over to the coach. As you kind of loop back around, everybody's breaking the ball staff, and even me. I was like, "What's going on right now?" And he was like, "Can you see?" I was like, "No." What do you do? I said, "Well, I don't know." I said, "Well, the ball is dark, so that's the problem." I was convinced it was the ball's fault.
Obviously.
This is why there's blood dripping down my face. And he's like, "Look," he said, "I don't think that position's for you." And I was like, "Well, what do I do? Like, give me something. Like, come on." And he literally grabbed me by the shoulder. walked me over to where the bigger guys were. Now, I remember at this stage, I was quite thin. I don't know if you've seen any of my older posts. I was, and then
No,
obviously drugs and stuff back then didn't help, which made big time not eating, doing nothing. And that was grand. He was like, brought me over. He goes, "Can you see him?" I was like, yeah. Now, bear in mind, I'm standing basically where the DN will be, where I'm basically at DN position. He's like, and I was like, yeah, right. I tried to get into it, showed me the stance. He's like, now, when that ball moves, hit him. Could you do that? I was like, I think I can. But I was so angry that I fucked up. So, can I curse? Yeah? No? Maybe?
yeah, of course you can. Yeah.
So angry that I fucked up. I was really, really pissed. And I came around the corner like a school missile. I made a great heckle. So it's brilliant. But ultimately, that's literally how I came into football. And now, as I said, the story after that for the continuation of it, like, has just been, as you know, so a lot of it now lately has been absolutely epic.
Really well.
But just them few months, I started, as I said, with the North Kildare Reapers, and I was only halfway through their season as well. So the season had already kicked off when I came on board. And for halfway through the season, there was quite of an Ironman team, so we didn't have a lot at that time. So I ended up kind of playing a bit of O-line, not much of it now. I'd step in when the lads got tired. I didn't block shit. Now, in fairness, I blended in well, but they couldn't block shit. The more I think back, but I couldn't. So, and it was a great season, and as muddy and as horrible as it was the season that I'll never forget. That was a half season I'll never forget, because it's what got me out of that hole. To start, I wasn't completely out of it, but it's what pulled me out. It's what basically, it's the ladder that was thrown down. Here you go. Now there's your option. You have an option now. You can take it, or you can turn around and not take it. Now, it's easy to say take it. It's easy. It's not always that easy, because I've had ladders before and I didn't take it. Just happened to be American football made that. I don't know. It was probably because I knew nothing about it that made it that bit more intriguing for me. Like, if I had to be asked down to a rugby game, if I had to be asked down to a Gaelic game, like, say, curling or GAA, like, I probably would have said no.
I was going to say, have you done any of those? Would you play rugby or
played rugby, played hurling, played GAA? Hurling would have been my sport at the time. Got to my claim to fame would have got to a Leinster final, Leinster final. Basically, obviously, we have our Jesus, here I am stuttering. We have our provinces, Ulster, Munster, Leinster, and Connacht, and I don't stutter that much, actually. Funny enough. Now, if I'm talking too fast, you might need subtitles there too, because sometimes
it's all right. The thing is I know what you're saying, so what we might do is we might put some captions on. You'll be fine. If the captions work, they might take a little while to pick up.
They didn't the other day for us.
For any of our, I'd say, American friends or people that don't quite understand Evan, I can transcript for you, and but because it takes some getting used to, but I'm used to it. So that's the thing, is I just take it for granted. I can hear you and understand you like that, so I can't. But I do know there are like some Americans that are like, what is he talking about?
It's literally every time, as we get to that later, but every time I travel with the Seahawks, as I'm standing aside, I say something, there's always somebody from either side or the other team that looks at me and goes, what? You talking to me? What are you saying? I was like, yeah, it's not. They're like, but but where was I? I'll go back to, where was he? The Reapers. Yeah, that year was an amazing year. Now, I do remember my very first game, which is funny enough, it was against the Dublin Rebels, team I currently played for.
There you go.
Now, that game coming up was my third game. It was my third game coming up, I think. Was it my third game? Apologies, it wasn't. It was my second game. And I had, after the first game, I was like, nobody really came to the first game. I didn't really invite anybody either, because I was a bit skeptical of what had happened. Do you know what I mean?
That's fair.
Second game coming up, I had told everybody, I'm fucking brilliant. I'm dead when you see it. It's going to be amazing.
This is the Evan we know. Have you seen me?
Yeah. And I was like, look, come on now, come on. I had literally the whole family, in-laws, everybody. It was look to the sideline, it was my family. I went
Big sign. Go Evan.
Now, obviously, the biggest players I came across, obviously, playing away, like, but I went out that pitch, that game, and I lined up against a guy called Kenny. He was the Rebels at the time. I remember seeing him in the car park before the game when he drove a Range Rover Sport 2012 model, say that model, if anybody knows that cars. His roof was here.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
wow.
Yeah, he was ginormous. I'll try to find the photos and send you the photos of me lining up against him, and I just looked like
in the comments.
I just looked like a twig insect. Now,
so he just had some fun with you.
Oh, stop. In saving grace, he wasn't a violent man. He was actually such a gentle joint. But when I say a gentle joint, I was going nowhere. He just, every snap, he just went.
Yeah. You're going over here now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the Rebels also back then were known as being a dirty team, really. That's the truth. They were a vicious team. Everybody, and even leading up to it, everybody was like, oh, they're this, that, and the other. Now, obviously, you know me. I was never fed into any of that. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm killing them. Fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll take them all on. After about 5 minutes, real time 5 minutes. So whatever that is, game time at that time, depending on the clock, what way it goes, do you get me? So, as I said, in real time 5 minutes, which wasn't that many, which you know yourself, that wasn't that much at the very start. I was in a hoop. I was getting digs to the ribs. I was getting thrown to the ground, and my ankles were getting twisted. I was the defense. I was confused.
You're like, hang on, this isn't meant to happen.
Yeah. Ultimately, they weren't really dirty, but they were physical. I won't lie to you. That game, if I hadn't got all my family and beat them up, I probably wouldn't be playing, because I was like, nah, so what am I doing? Like, this is fucking nuts. Like, why am I crazy? Looked over the side, I was like, I can't walk off now.
So you were accountable. You had to. You had to stay there. You're like, I've got to.
Exactly. So, by the halftime, I was like, look, fuck it, I'm digging it. It's a bit of crack. It wasn't what I won't lie, the first few smacks I got, I was a bit like, how is he hitting me? He's over there. Like, why is he coming over this way? Like, what's going on?
Everyone just wanted to pile you in.
But it was a great half a season. Some of the coaches, funny enough, I don't have it actually. The girdle I still wear is my first girdle I got off my head coach. I refuse to change it.
It's got luck in it, because when were we? 2013. I refused from the start of the Roman season to wash my kit, because I said, this is lucky. The problem was we went on a winning streak for about 6 games and people wouldn't get changed in the same change because I stunk. And even I was like, I hope we lose, because I've started this thing now and it fucking honks. But luckily we got beat, and I was like, right, okay. And then people would speak to me again, which was nice. So yeah, I appreciate. There is a lot of superstition around American football.
Yeah,
people say there isn't, but there's a certain way you do your boots up. There's a certain way, because I always tie my boots twice. Even if I get it right on the first time, I undo them and retie them, because it's just like, what if it's not quite right? So I always retie my boots twice. I don't know why it is, but
well, I'm hash marks. I don't know what it is. And it wasn't that girdle is one. Does get washed though, so if anyone wonders,
yeah.
but mine was what hash marks. I don't know if you've noticed. Most people, I don't say, and my nan saying a prayer. That's another thing that people don't really know. So I'll walk all the hash marks, everyone, both sides and the middle.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I could do it as quick as I can. I like to do it like the minute I arrive, just to get it over and done with. Because I've got caught on a couple of games. Got with the Rebels it was actually the Rebels. So what year did we win the bowl? 22, 23. COVID has my head confused for them few years. I get a bit confused. But that year there was one game against Cork. I didn't get to walk them properly because the whistles were blown. I had the worst game I ever played. I had the worst game. But it probably got into my own head.
And that's the thing is, I was going to say, how much were you getting into your own head, and then afterwards, how much I would have had a better game if I want the hash marks. Oh, this is it. This is fate telling me I've got to do it.
Exactly. So now we'll walk them. I'll go. It doesn't matter. I don't have a specific order. I just walk up, walk down, walk up, and then back down the far sideline.
So you went from the Reapers. Did you go straight to the Rebels, or
no? So I went for the Reapers, and then the Reapers combined with, so there was the North Kildare Reapers and then the South Kildare Soldiers. There was two Kildare teams, and they just weren't feeding. Both teams were Iron Man. So they decided, look, let's combine. They merged, and that year, if you look, I had planned to go to the South Dublin Panthers, as I thought they were gone. I was like, look, they're closer. I was literally driving an extra 30 minutes to train, passing the Panthers club where they train. But the moral of that was, the reason I done that was because the two teams were setting up. There's a few with Beach, as I was saying, John, a friend of mine, as well as played with the Rhinos. He done the same thing. We said, look, we're not going to just abandon ship and let the club completely shit itself. I said, look, I don't know much about football. It's no harm for me to come down a league, stick with the club, help the club get up and running, and then I'm gone. The club knew I was going. I had told them. If actually it was funny, because if you look at that, the games, I had a goal lid because I had bought it to be a Panther, but I continued with the goal lid with the Kildare.
I like that.
Yeah. So you'll see me on the field with the goal lid and they're all black.
So who were they then? What were they called?
So when the two teams merged, it became the Kildare Crusaders, which basically is the Irish name.
Ah, there you go. That's. I was going to say I recognise that name.
Yeah,
the Crusader. So that's the thing is you get a lot of that. There's some that are a little bit, they've got more clubs under their belt than Tiger Woods, but there's an awful lot of people that are very loyal because of what they get. Because obviously even though they were changed their name, it's still the team that dug you out of that hole you were in. So you've still got a lot of loyalty there, and you're driving an extra 30 minutes past the Panthers to help them. And that's what I mean is there's an awful lot of loyalty in American football. But you did your year there, and then was it Panthers time?
Did a year there, then it was Panthers time.
For which you still got a tattoo. There it is.
Interesting about that tattoo. That's another one we'll tell you. Well, actually, we might as well go to the tattoo while we're on the tattoo. So that tattoo was actually had my ex-wife's name on it.
Oh.
So it was a love heart, right? It was a love heart that had said Michelle. And the interesting fact about that is it said Michelle for maybe a year.
Yeah.
And I was working on the roads and I lifted up a whacker and the other guy lifted the whacker too high and the exhaust just went smack bang onto it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I laugh now, but it was sore as hell. It was literally the whole tattoo had kind of bubbled up. But when it healed up, it looked like I was married to Michael.
No.
Yeah. So everybody used to say to me, "Who's Michael?" I didn't know you at that point. It would have been hilarious if I still had it when I kept you. But it's like, "Who's Michael?" And then I got pissed off at that, and then obviously I was like the ex-wife's name. My name wasn't on her arm, so I was like, you know what? Fuck that.
Please tell me you've got some old photos of the Michael tattoo.
I'm sure I definitely have holiday photos.
I'm going to put a little doobry on here to remind you, and folks, we will put all of these daft things. Evs will probably have a photo of them.
Sure, I have all my old phones anyway, so
we'll stick them in the comments for you. So go on. You obviously was that when I met you then with the Panthers?
So that was the year before.
Right. Okay.
So that was 19. Am I correct? No.
2021.
That would have been but it'd be 2021 didn't count because we didn't play over here.
It was 20. Well, I can't remember when I was playing for the Giggle Pigs, the Razorbacks, but I think that might have been 21 in it was like 14 tournament type thing. And then it was 22 that we came over to you to play.
22 when you came over. Well, when I went to the Panthers the first year, yes. When I went to the Panthers the first year,
that might be 2019 then.
Actually, it was 19. That would have been 19.
Yeah, excuse us, folks. We are just having one of those moments where COVID completely screws your memory of like linear dates. So
It
we'll
did.
figure it out. We'll let you know. Either way, you played 1 year before we came.
Yeah, so I played 1 year before we came. We got to the. We ended up getting to. Actually, hang on. I'm going to go back for a second, actually. So back to the Reapers. Just real quick. It'll take me 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Pop on back
right.
to the Reapers. That year, I played half a season. I got Defensive Rookie of the Year. I have to put that in.
Obviously.
Yeah. And then
check.
the year after with the Kildare Crusaders, I got Defensive Player of the Year. So I was doing quite well. I had to go back. I had to show them back. I was actually, when you said about the year, I was thinking of the awards that I have up there, and I was like, what year is on them? And it's not, I can't get up and go. So
that's all right. Again, we'll take a photo of him. We'll stick him in the comments.
Yeah. So I'd done the year with after the Kildare Crusaders. I felt I'd done my due. They were up and running, doing quite well.
Nice.
And I went to the Panthers. That year was an amazing year. We ended up getting to the final of the Shamrock Bowl.
All right, so that
was quite a big jump, and it was a great year. I'll never forget it. The first training session to go down was in, I mean, it's nothing to anyone here, but it was in Green Hills in Tala, and I was told to go down, and it was Brendan McAleese. His wife was actually the current president of the AFI, and Michael McAleese, Brendan McAleese was an amazing coach. And so he was like, yeah, come on down. We're doing a bit of cardio work and conditioning. I went down. I went into this. What do I want to say? It's like the old all-weather, say, the indoor, say, like a basketball arena where everybody was played. It was soccer, it was all sorts, and a community hall basically. And went in. I never forget getting sick out the side door. The side door was open. He had us basically doing. We had to do, if I can remember correctly, so you start off with burpees. Then you had to do shuttles. Then you had to do press-ups. Then you had to do a plank, if I'm correct. Then you had to go over, it was like each station. Then you had to do, I can't never remember what they're called. No, you sit against the wall. Sit against the wall and you put the weight on your knees. You sit down.
Yeah, I've seen it. Like like a weighted squat hold type thing.
Yeah, I can't think of the name. They were horrible. I know that. Yeah. So we had to do that. Then there was sprints again, and
did this guy not like you?
He did. But
is that your phone there?
Yeah, sorry, it's my daughter. I'm just going to text real quick. Hang on, I'll call her back. There we go. I thought I put it on silent. I'll put this one on silent as well. No, the work won't ring anyway. Yeah, so I'll never forget.
If you're ever wondering if this was live or scripted, folks, this is live.
We don't do scripts. So, yeah, I'll never forget getting sick. And then once again, I had done the typical Evan thing before going down. I talked to a couple of the players, like, it's going to be great. You're not going to outrun me. I outsicked everybody that night. I was literally puking rings around myself.
I'm like, outrun you, but I'll out-puke you. Come on.
Oh, God. And, like, literally, it was that bad. I ended up asking the caretaker for a watering can when I was finished. When we're all finished, I'll go around the back of the building and I couldn't leave it there. I was bad. Yes, that was my introduction to the Panthers that year.
I like it. So you did because after you played against the Seahawks, you shifted pretty quickly onwards from there, didn't you?
I did. So that year, I had planned to stay. So after that year, so basically we got to the final, got knocked out, got to a semi-final, and then we came and we played. That was the year then we would have played you in 22.
Yeah.
And what happened there was I had planned to play with them in 23 to a degree. Now, I've always dabbled at going to the Rebels. They're always they're the best club in the country. That's a fact. There's no doubts about it. It's proven there. They're 10-time national champions. They still are. The core bunch, 10-time national champions, yeah. And the year
This is the thing, because my understanding of Irish football is it just changes hands all the time, because the top teams that I know of are Belfast Trojans, Cork Admirals, Rebels, and I was kind of thinking that there's always one more, and there's always like
UCD.
yeah, UCD, and then it's
Yeah.
just between those four all the time, and then there's like whatever everyone else seems to be doing, but it's always those four knocking the living piss out of each other for the final.
Yeah, kind of is. It fluctuates really between them. Like Belfast, UCD, not so much. I think Cork had like UCD in the sense of modern times. They've been, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
they've been amazing, and which they have. Geez, God, the talent that they've produced is just ridiculous. Like it's just on the coaching that they have as well. It's just like there's one particular guy I'll never forget going up against them, Paddy Sweeney. And I'll never forget him driving me back. I think he drove me back about. I would have been with the Panthers at the time. I think he drove me back probably 15, 20 yards. Like, I'm not the smallest guy to drive back either at this stage. And the only thing I could do was I landed on my back and I literally got my knees and I flipped them over my head.
You're like, out of there.
The chap was a monster, and he still is. Like there's some amazing talent on all them teams. But UCD, I think, is more of a modern. Like they were always there, but where Belfast have always they've won in the past. Where I'm not too sure many college teams have really won in the history of American football, if that makes sense.
No,
have a modern history.
Yeah, but like I say, is so. But the Rebels, because this is it. Is I'm covered. Like I only played sort of like 1.5 seasons over there, one proper season, which was the COVID year when it was like a little kind of knockabout.
Yeah.
With the Giggle Pigs, who are now the Stags. They've combined with the Jets to become the Stags. Like,
yeah,
you know, pigs and planes make Stags. Which, yeah, I don't know. Ilsa will be able to tell us because she's still playing there. But yeah, so the Rebels have always got, because I'm doing this now for people over in Britain or America that don't know an awful lot about Irish history. So the Rebels have always been up there in the mix, have they?
Yeah. So as I said, they're still the most successful club in the country. And I struggle to see that changing because I think it's not saying it just because I'm there. It's the core principle of all the older guys that are there. Like even when I've known, like I literally when I was at the Panthers that year, the Rebels, I heard like we bet the Rebels. I'll never forget we bet them 7-6. My first game of the season with the Panthers. There's a lovely picture of me as well, kind of coming right around. I don't think I've ever got that angle again, coming around the corner to tackle the running back. But I think that year everybody was like, I remember hearing it. Oh, they're gone. Really? Yeah, and I was like, could they really be gone? I don't know. I'll figure it out myself. But I now being in there and hearing from the outside that time as well, I heard so much bad about them. Because it's like anything else. When you're the best, a bit like at the moment, the Warriors, you hear so much shit about them when I was over there. So many lovely guys. I think I've loads of friends with the Warriors. So many great guys.
I know, it was weird. I went to a day trip to go and see them play. And they were like, "Oh, we can't be friends because Tony Allen, the head coach, is there, and we're not allowed to be friends. And we've got to be all pro." As soon as his back was turned, they were like,
"Okay." No, it's Britain. No, it is. But that's something similar. That was the thing. And I had so much bad about them, and it wasn't until I got there, eventually, and I was like, "This is not what there's." Right? Yeah, he is screaming and shouting at people. Because they're fucking up stupidly. Like, don't fuck up. Go to the team. Go to the best team in the country. Fuck up and then go. But why? Why are you shouting at me? Because you fucked up.
And that's it. And that feeds right into your competitive nature to be like, well, I'm just the best.
Yeah. But it's strange. I could take very good positive criticism, if you get me. Like, I will listen to a coach and I will listen, but you still have to have it. It is a fine line, I think, especially American football. It's a fine line. You have to have that. I'm going to be better than you, but also I'm not better than you as a person. I
like that.
If you get me, gentlemen. On that field, between them whistles, I am better than you.
Yeah,
but really, we're just human beings. We're human beings.
Or a UFC fighter. You've got to know, even if, I'm going into this, I'm better than you. I'm going to bait you. I'm going to smash your head in. Because if you have any doubt in your head, you're going to pull your punches, you're going to worry and say with football, if you don't think I'm just going to smash your face in, you'll slip up because you'll flinch or something, and then you're up.
You're gonna
This
get
game
your face
over. They've won. So you've been at the Rebels since.
Yeah.
And how? And pardon me for being this blunt. How old are you now, darling?
I am 38, 39 now in
38.
August.
So, and you showing me before we started recording, you were showing me your bruises from your first scrimmage. And yeah, how is the frame taking it nowadays then?
See, although I started late, obviously I had a lot of I don't know many people know much about hurling. That was my main thing to play. It's a GA game when it's with a stick and aggression. Not gonna get too much into it. Google it, you'll enjoy it.
It's like super violent hockey.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they just beat the piss out of each other. Nobody knows the rules, but they just hack at each other.
It's great fun. It's great fun. Not so much nowadays with all the safety regulations. But it has.
Like I say, I've only seen bits and pieces on TV saying, "Oh, it was the hurling," and they do the bit where they sort of they balance it on the end of it, then they smash it, but off the thing they just got to go bang, and you're like, "Oh, okay, this is mental, brilliant."
Yeah. So the body, anyway. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say. So, how are you feeling? Because the thing is, the reason I'm asking this is because obviously, you've got the bruises, you've got the bangs and that, but and I know from speaking to you, you were like, "Oh, I'm going to retire this year. I'm going to retire this year," and all that sort of stuff. And the reason I'm leading onto it is you're dithering now because you're thinking, "I'll just carry on."
I don't know. I don't think so. As I said, the body did now because, as I said, even though I started late, it still had a lot of contact in its time. And people say, "Oh, but there's pads and it's a helmet." But that helmet is going into your knee too from the other guy. The helmet on your head is not helping your knee. Oh, you have a knee pad. I dare anybody to put a knee pad on and let me run into them with my helmet.
That's it. It's like being in a car crash over and over and over again. You get flung around and all this sort of stuff. It's horrible, but you kind of, to a point, you just kind of accept that you're going to get smashed up on a Sunday.
That's pretty much it. That's probably, as I said, yeah. The problem now is why I'm saying I'm going to retire is recovery time. If we can get some magic gel, Germans are doing a good job at it at the present moment in time. Mm-hmm. That can help knees and keep them intact. Mm-hmm. You first on the queue for the.
Oh, fucking me! I'd jump all over it. I'd swim in a bath of it, mate. My knees are terrible. But again, I started playing started kind of training 2025. First season 2005. Get that right, Mikey. My first season was 2006. Been playing as often as I can. Yeah. And my knees are just, like I said, I stand up, it sounds like popcorn going off. It's grim. It's horrible. I can't squat normally in the gym anymore. I have to do box squats because my knees are so screwed. But that's the thing, is that's why I've called it a day. It was heartbreaking for me because it gave me so much back. But at the same time, it was like, let's not be silly here. You can't do this anymore. You just can't. And that's sort of that's the thing. But if you still can, go for it.
Yeah, it's what I think can and what my body think can are probably two different things. I hear it from herself all the time. It's just where are you going when you're broke up? But it's as you said there a few minutes ago, you kind of nailed on the head. You nearly you accept it in your head, right? I'm going out here. I'm going to be broke up. I'm going to be on Monday and Tuesday. And if it's a heavy game and I'm playing a top division team, it's Wednesday, possibly Thursday before I'm actually even able to even just do a curl with my arm. It's the joints. It's the joints is the problem. It's not. I think if that's life, I suppose. If we can fix the joint problem,
Cod Liver Oil, I guess. But
yeah,
my mate always used to say, my mate Damien Crisp, still keep in touch with him. He was there in 2006 when I started playing. He told me about the Thursday rule. If you're still completely smashed up and can't walk by Thursday, that was the time to call it. And that was my sort of thing, because you can feel it in training the next Sunday or the next game. You can still sort of feel a bit smashed up. But if you're like limping and knackered by Thursday, and that becomes a regular occurrence, that's when it was time to do it. But the sort of like the thing I'm going to kind of pose to you is it's why I played for 20 years. I'm still kind of playing, still doing me bits for Sealand, but it's what it's given me in terms of my mental health that makes me want to carry on. And I mean, football for you dug you out of a massive hole. It took you from that dark place to this Evan that we all know and love, and an awful lot of people won't know your backstory. So is that playing a bit of a sort of
100%? That's a huge backtrack for me, dude. So the scariest part for me is, and this is what Sealand also done for me too as well. So I know it's going back a bit again. Was the first Schneider that I ended up coming over to. Ben said something to you about, could I come over or something happened that way. I don't know how that all came to tuition. And you were like, yeah, bring him along. I was like, I've no jersey. Okay, we'll figure it out. And that was grand. Went over, figured it out. But what that done for me was that break. There's such a huge break. American football seasons are so small, which they kind of need to be for recovery purposes.
Oh, absolutely. If we play all year round, people will just be in wheelchairs. It's crazy.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much where it would lead to. So what happened there was I was already panicking. That's what I'm saying. I'm going back to that. I was already panicking at that stage, that in between the season, I had no outlet. I had nothing. And I wasn't one for with domestic teams to get into that. I was a bit older as well, so I was never kind of going to be in the clique with the guys. Now, when I say I get on with everybody and I class it as a team sport, there's no real clique as such. But if you get me, when all the 25-year-old lads are heading out, 23-year-old heading out, the last thing is they need me fucking tagging along.
I get you.
So that's the way I kind of was. So there was that break in the off season when them lads were kind of still doing that. It wasn't until the preseason kicked back in that I was out with them and going for dinners and stuff like that. I kind of let them do their college thing or whatever they were doing. Yeah. And then obviously Sealand came, and that time in 22, that helped me so much, that break from finishing up. We finished up in about the last week in July, first week in August. And I had nothing till March next year.
See, that's the thing. For anyone that, you will appreciate it if you played in the domestic, in Ireland, in the UK, anywhere. It's like you say, is it stops. People go, you don't know what to do. You say, on a Sunday, you're kind of like, well, what do I do? I go for a carvery and kind of do nothing. And there is a definite hole that you find yourself in for when you kind of like, you lose your purpose and you lose your meaning, don't you? And that's the good thing with Sealand, is it's kind of almost 365, well, at least of us chatting, isn't it?
Well, the thing about that is, not just because you're there and to big it up and like that, in the sense of it's Sealand has became, because everybody's like myself, like yourself, it's been literally done, divided in the way it should be. There's the Masters, there's the Nationals, and then you have the women's. But the great thing about it is you're dealing with the same people. So in a year, basically, I met my best friend at the Schneider Cup. Tish. Yeah. I met my best friend. I didn't know what to make from at the start. First time I met him, walked in the door, we had an Airbnb, and Ben booked. I walked in the door, and this Scottish guy started mumbling down the stairs, butt naked, comes over and hugs me. Like, this is my guy. And it was just from there on, it was just brilliant. But that's the thing, that it's the people you've met, I meet, and you meet, and anyone meets in this, where I don't think I'd be strongly positive. I don't think there's a domestic club that can do that at the moment.
No, and that's the thing is that I don't think there is because, like you say, it's seasonal. Where with Steelan, I mean, we are having, quite gladly, I'm having my first break because we went from Dublin to Montpellier to Causeway or Iceland. Iceland to Guadalajara to Civil War, or something like that. And then it was us to Las Vegas. And then from Vegas, that's the shirt right behind your head. There it is. Yeah, that's right. Vegas to Civil War to Brno after the domestic season. And then I actually had to go. I've been on this journey and ride solidly for 4 years. I need a little bit of a break. So we're in our first sort of like off season, but the chats are still buzzing. Everyone's still talking. Everyone's still having a good time because everyone's like, "Where next?" And that's the thing is we can say now, I don't care. We're going to Padua in Italy in October 31st, and we're going to have a good old time there. All three teams. Three teams will be wonky pinky, and we'll all have a ball. But yeah, it doesn't. Oh yeah, we're all broke, mate. Look at the state of this. What's going on? But it just carries on, and we all have a good time, and we all have a giggle and a laugh, and we don't take it too seriously. And I think maybe that's the thing that the domestic clubs are like, we've got to win, we've got to get to the playoffs, we've got to get to the bowl final. We just say, we want you out there, we love you anyway. If we win, it's well for the Masters anyway. If we win, we win. If we don't, we're going to have a good time. Anyway, the Nationals is slightly different. It's a bit more competitive, but also that's your black on that side. Yeah. But that's just, it is more of a, we'll still love you even if you lose. Whereas some coaches a little bit, if you lose, then I don't want to speak to you. And so that's the bonus of having like the Steeland angle with it. But what do you think then? What will be the defining thing? Because if you play, you do another season. What will be the thing that makes you go done? Or do you not know?
I don't know because it's scary, to be honest with you. It's the mental part because I don't think it'll ever be done if I'm still physically able to walk to it or wheel to it in a wheelchair or be carried to it on a tish come over and give me a jockey back down the road or something. I don't know. No. It's and that's why I actually really kind of fell in love with the kind of the aspect of the coaching with the ladies that time. And that's why that made me feel less scary of the future than I did before.
Okay.
Because before it was just like, that was it. It's done. Like, what do I do? Do I tag along in holes like the down marker? Like, what do I do? Like, where now, because the Seahawks, it's kind of, what way could I say? It's gave me, well, not even necessarily even there, not even there. It just gives me, well, hang on, coaching is actually fun. It's still, I won't lie, it's still not as fun as playing for me at the moment. But it's definitely, I don't know if anybody coaching the Seahawks, well, they ask way more questions. Coaching women, they ask way more questions. Yeah. Because the first time I was there, you were like, yeah, go on, give it David Grant. Now, they all bought in and it's brilliant. They done everything I asked and we have an amazing time. I think we're the most successful unit on the team, actually. 100%.
I'm not just saying that because the wife is playing for you.
No, but I'm not just saying that because it's your wife playing. But no, all joking aside, every single one of them D-line, they've all bought in like that as well. That chats go on outside of this, you know what I mean? In that sense, and that made me feel when they were buying into me, it made me feel right. I have a place. I have something to do after I stop.
Yeah.
But now the question is going from that to the men's team, because I'm a bloke. I see things differently. You say, look, go out into this 3-point stance, go up half a step over. Why? They'll ask you why. Well, because you're getting too caught up. They'll ask you, well, what about, can I move forward a little bit? Or do you prefer me to move back a bit? Or they'll ask 101 questions about that. You
Yeah.
ask the blokes, I fucking know.
Yeah.
It does happen. I can hold my hand up there as well at times. I try not to be that guy, but it does happen. We've all done it. It's like, yeah, of course I know.
Oh,
You might
for
look
sure.
at your coach and be like, yeah. Do you hear what he fucking said? That fucking stance, that fucking can't get into a stance as it is.
We've all been there. You're like, what do you know? I know more than you. And then they're like, no, we can see you. Oh yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but it's the truth though, and it's not to, like, as I said, a lot of people through American football. I think it attracts a great type of human being too. Now,
Yeah.
in all aspects of life, we always attract degenerates, and unfortunately, they're everywhere. They're like rats. What do they say? You're never like 1 meter away from a rat or something in life. Do you know what I mean? They're just
You're never 1 meter away from a Seahawk.
But it's the truth though. Like, it's in the sense of it's just different. It's a struggle to explain it. Like in the sense of the people that they attract. Like, you'll go on to any American football team and ask 5 people, pick 5 random people, and ask them to show you their playlist on the music on their Spotify or their iTunes. Or you're going to be in a shock of all the different, and you're going to be like, you'll see someone coming in. You'll see someone coming in with his hat up here. What's the story? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, they go into that dressing room and everybody's with everybody.
Yeah.
And I think it's, of all sports for me, that's another thing that it attracts me to it, and I think it should attract a lot more people to it, is the type of people it brings in. Like, never be afraid to go join your local American football team because I'm a bit odd. Or, do you know me? Because I'm fucking odd.
Have you seen us?
So, like, just go. And thing is, you're going to meet somebody that's as odd as you, if not odder, and you're going to go like, why was I waiting around for so long? Why didn't I just do that jump?
And that's the big thing, is an awful lot of people come into it a little bit later and go, because I mean, can you imagine if you'd have started in 2011 after watching the Super Bowl? You know, how different it might have been.
Yeah, we playing for Green Bay.
As a receiver, you'd have had laser surgery.
As a receiver. I now have laser eye surgery. I do now. Yeah, no contact.
Oh mate, it's been a game changer for me. I would thoroughly recommend it to everyone. So there is still a chance in 95, a bit of tight end action. Give it a go. Line up next to me or whoever is at tackle and just catch a ball.
The thing is, I'll probably see someone come forget to catch the ball and hit them.
I like violence.
But if I catch the ball, I can have violence. So yeah, that might be an option. That's an option.
We'll do it. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen in Italy.
I did score a touchdown. It was called back though. The only touchdown I ever scored.
Go on, tell us that.
So it was the Civil War. I got to run the ball. And I don't know who it was. Decided somebody, we got an extra man on the field at some point, and it was called back. I was like, just let me score.
I think the thing is I think Mikey Woolnow came over to me and he went, should we just let them have it? And I went, yeah, absolutely. And I think everyone else was like, oh, they had 15 men on the pitch. I was like, 11, 15, maths. Who cares?
It was funny though, because I think as well, the funnier part for me for that one was Paris was doing so much talking that day. And and he does, that's Paris. But it was actually him I ended up running over to get in the score. I was chuffed.
So when you finally do throw the towel in and you go, enough's enough, do you think you'll be full-time coach?
I'd say so, yeah.
I'd stay within.
What I probably will do is I'll take a break. In the sense of my plan for this season, right? So I'm putting it on tape. This is my plan.
Go on.
So now if I say anything different next year, you could say, I'll show you. Gotcha. So the plan is one more season with the Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
With this year, I'm going to try to get some more. I've got my basic coaching badges, so I just need to go up again. Then hopefully they'll keep me on board for the following season as a coach. That's it. That's me. Domestic season done playing after this year. And then I'll have another good run at top health, basically, with Sealand for, as I say, every game with Sealand's international for me because I have to fly every single game. So international season for me kind of will kick off, as I said, near the end of this year. And then I'll do that. And then the plan will be to keep fit to wear this. And any new ones of these that come.
Well, we were only dropping a hint at where we're going in 2020, so potentially where we're going in 2027.
Potentially.
And they will be a new limited edition shirts just to watch this space. But yeah, so the Masters tickles that itch for you for now.
It does for now. So like to completely hang up the boots and retire completely is not. But as I think you probably heard me saying this, I use the domestic word quite a lot. Domestically, I'm retiring this year.
Fair dues. And that's the bit that I when I started up the Masters, obviously someone told me I couldn't because it was a stupid idea. So obviously I was going to do it. Idiot. But it was because people, kind of get to that point where they go, I don't want to retire, but I don't want to give up, because there is a certain thing when you play, you go out there, you shoulder to shoulder with your pals, you have a bit of a rumble, then you all have a couple of pints afterwards and you go, I put a shift in today. That personally, you sort of get as a coach, but it's different because you're sort of like one removed from the pitch.
Yeah.
But the Masters is just enough. It's like a nicotine patch. So you can have another 3-4, because we play kind of lower league teams and they understand. Well, like when we played the old boys in Brno, we had a gentleman's agreement and a prayer circle before the game, because we were like, listen, this is what it's about. We're older, we're having a laugh, and we're all happy to just be here. And it was kind of cute. But that's the thing, is with the Masters, it's lovely. So that might be your like I say, that's your kind of weaning off. It is. Have another 5-6 years in Masters.
Yeah, and see, what I do get told though is if I do that, what's going to get told is when it comes around, I'm going to go backwards from what the Seahawks had done for me, in the sense of by getting that, when I had that break from the domestic season, I had the Seahawks to fill my void as such. When I do retire, what I'm worried about is if I don't go coaching quite quickly, it's going to flip. I'm going to end up having the Seahawks, but it's slightly different because it's talk is all year round, if that makes sense. Do you get me? Oh. But I'll have that Seahawks season. But then my domestic season is going to be my void.
Yeah.
Now, so the thing is, for me to do that and not have that fight is going to have to coach. And there's only really lads teams over here. So I'll have to make that transition, which I don't think will be too difficult because we're not. I wouldn't be asked as much questions anyway. We'll put it that way. So I know I'm hemming and hawing about this because it's a scary thought to step away from something that took you to such a dark place.
But and it's something I'll pose to you as I'm sort of like, I'm not sure if you've looked at it. When you were last in a dark and scary place, you didn't have the home life that you've got now, if that makes sense.
100% didn't have it. No,
totally different because you've put the work in to make it better at home because you've had the headspace through football, so you wouldn't hopefully slide into such a depressive sort of state. Do you have that?
That's true, and in fairness, that's it's probably a good way of looking at it. I never even thought that. Now you're saying that, I never even thought of it like that, to be honest.
Because that's what's got, actually, it's all right. That's what's got me through. Because obviously, I make no kind of bones about the fact that I've gone through therapy, I've gone through counselling to kind of get over my own inner demons. I tried meds, didn't quite work, and that was kind of the way I got through it. Is my counsellor Bev just said, "Listen, think about sort of like where you are now and retiring, and where you were before." and retiring, and you've got a completely different outlook on everything. And you can happily go, you know what? I've got everything I want out of playing football. I can put the Seahawks on, I can coach in the Seahawks and all that. And I can be fully satiated from that because my home life now with Vin is a lot better. And, you know, I don't know if you've gone through therapy yourself or all that. But
I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. Especially for the guys, especially for the lads. Anyway, any lads listening to this anywhere around the world, I don't care if you don't know me. Find me on Instagram. It's evanallen.95. Find me. We'll talk. And it's just, I used to have such a bad stigma of talking to somebody. Like I was such. Don't talk. Just be a man. Just grow up. Like, you know what I mean? That's not the way forward. It's not the way forward. And guess what, guys? Science proves it now. We know.
Absolutely.
It's I know it's easier said than done. There's probably someone going to listen to this. It's like, well, and hopefully there is somebody listening to this. Like, yes, I know it's a struggle. I listen to things like this. I listen to my friends, my family tell me, no, you need to talk. I said no. And I can tell you now, once you open up that once, it will help you. It's not magic. You ain't going to walk out from one talk and be perfect, but you will feel the release. You will feel the release.
Yeah, and the other thing with the Masters, especially because the Nationals are a little bit more sort of reserved, but you can go into the Masters chat and say, I feel like crap. I feel miserable because this. There'll be 10 lads in there that feel the same way or have felt the same way. And they say, this is how I dug myself out of that hole. Let's talk about it. And like you say, talking, you kind of go, that's a bit soppy, isn't it? We're not allowed to stiff upper lip and manly men and all that. And then we're breaking down. I suppose, you know, we did the whole pineapple movement where, you know, you send a pineapple if you're in distress. We're kind of like, we're kind of hopefully in our own little corner of the world is breaking that down and going, that's just a stupid way of looking at life. If you want to bottle it up, because that just leads to a destructive path. And now we're like, we'll just talk to each other. And so that's what this is all about, is we're talking, getting it out there, because there will be someone in your shoes that's been dug out and is terrified, and they'll look at you and go, yeah, but Ebs, he's got it all together. He can walk away from this tomorrow and he'll be fine. And you're still being honest to go, I'm a little bit frightened. I'm scared.
Fucking scared shitless. I really am. Like, I'm scared shitless. And like what you're saying there as well, there is some people, and this has been said to me, some people look on my Instagram and think that my life is the life of Riley. Now, it is kind of to a degree at the moment. It wasn't always that. And also what people have to remember, like, they're looking, he's traveling here, he's traveling there, but it's because I done the work to talk it out with myself. That's why it's there. It's not there because it's magic. That's what it's about. And anyone can do it. And anyone is to this, you can do it. And if you feel like you don't know how to do it, reach out to me. Reach out to Prebush. And I know Mike would mind. Reach out to anybody involved with the Seahawks. Anyone. Yep. You don't have to know us. Just reach out to us.
Yeah, you can't miss us. Like you say, we're always 1 meter away from Seahawk. We lurk everywhere. Oh, good God. Well, this is it, and it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. And we've got through an awful lot there. We've got through your career, we've got through where you've been, how it got, through all that, and where you're going. Oh, playing for the Masters and coaching domestically, so you don't have that void. And talking has got you to where you are now, but it has been a lot of work. You have to want it.
Yeah, and it still work.
Yeah, and you have to I still go and see Bev once every 6 weeks. I still go and offload, and there's no shame in it. You just kind of go in and just say, this has been great, but you know what? That's been a bit of a niggle when you talk it out. It's not hard. No. But well, it's quite the emotional journey. It's all right. Well, we'll stick around. We'll close this down and don't go anywhere. But I will end this call. But yeah, is there anything else you want to say to the folk out there watching this?
No. The only thing I can say is believe in yourself. And as cliche as that sounds, it is how I have meant to fix myself to a degree. And I think it's strongly how a lot of people can. Remember, your biggest supporter is someone you don't even know. So remember that. Don't be embarrassed to talk to anybody. Don't be afraid to try that new thing. You think of playing badminton? Give it a go. Give it a go. Your best friend, like as I said, I found my best friend by going to a charity event, the Schneider Cup, which is basically a civil war, basically. It's a different name. And because I took that jump, I got my best friend for life. And we live in different countries, but that's so all I can say to anyone there, just give it a go. Give it a go. Believe in yourself. And what's the worst? What's the worst that can happen? You don't like it? Then do something else.
Well, that's the perfect way of leading on to what's going to be coming from this channel, which is the Have a Go Heroes, where you'll get to see me, where you get to see Ev make an absolute clown of ourselves, trying new and weird sports just to have a go, to prove to you out there that it's not scary. It's not this some magic barrier that you can't do it. But we're going to be showing you that you can have a go at, well, almost anything, and just try your hand at it, because you got to be in it to win it. And why not? Why not you? Why not you? Why not us? Why not Ev? Why not? So there you go. Right.
Also, before we go on another one, anyone listen to it, jot in the comments of something that you might want one of us to try.
Oh God.
Go on. Jot in the comments. We're lucky dip one. I will try one. I will anyway. I will.
This is where someone says, boxing against Tyson Fury or something, and I just go and get my head kicked in. Nice
yeah,
one.
It depends on the funds.
I'd take his last purse. But yeah. Right, folks. Big loves. This has been Life After the Locker Room with me, Mike Ireland, and my absolutely fantastic guest, Evan Allen. Thank you, and thanks for watching. Big loves. See you. Bye.
Bye-bye, guys.